International concerns over infant formula contamination, floods disrupting rice production in Asia, a foodborne illness outbreak in Europe, and growing agricultural pressure in Sudan. Wow. This week, global food systems faced renewed strain. Welcome to Food Safety and Food Security TV, your trusted source for insights on food safety and food security around the world. My name is Blessing Onojede, a senior QHSC and food safety leader and a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology. Now, let's begin in Bangladesh. So, in Bangladesh, severe flooding and heavy rains have damaged thousands of hectares of rice farmland in key agricultural regions. Hmm. According to Reuters and local agricultural authorities, um, major rice producing areas were submerged during a critical grain period. Now, why does this matter? It matters because rice is one of the world's most important staple foods. When flooding disrupts rice production at this scale, food prices can rise. Imports may increase, and vulnerable populations become more exposed to food insecurity. This story is another reminder that climate events are becoming major threats to global food systems. So, what's the way forward? Stronger climate adaptation measures, better flood management systems, and more resilient agricultural practices. Now, let's move on to Sweden. Health authorities are investigating a large suspected norovirus outbreak linked to restaurant food service operations. According to Food Safety News and public health officials, hundreds of people may have been affected. Now, why does this matter? Norovirus spreads easily. Yes, it does, especially when food hygiene and sanitation practices break down. And outbreaks like this remind us that food safety risks exist in every part of the world, including advanced food systems. Food safety depends on consistent hygiene, safe food handling, and rapid public health response systems. So, Blessing, what's the way forward? The way forward is improved food hygiene compliance, better staff training, and stronger outbreak surveillance systems. Let's move on now to Sudan. Farmers in Sudan are reportedly facing increasing difficulties due to rising fuel and fertilizer costs linked to ongoing conflict and supply chain disruptions. According to Associated Press reports, many producers, that is farmers, are struggling to maintain normal farming activities. Why is this significant? It is because when farmers lose access to affordable agricultural inputs, food production declines. And when food production declines, during humanitarian crisis, food insecurity can worsen very rapidly. This situation also highlights how conflict affects every stage of the food system, from farming to transportation to market access. So, the way forward is greater support for local food production. We can't say that enough. Improved humanitarian access and stronger protection for agricultural supply chains during crisis especially. Finally, the international concerns over infant formula contamination. According to the World Health Organization and international food safety monitoring agencies, investigations continued this week into contaminated infant formulas products distributed across multiple countries. Now, why this is important is obvious because infant formula is one of the most sensitive products in the global food supply chain. When contamination concerns emerge concerning formula, the health risks can be serious, especially for infants and vulnerable children. This case also highlights how interconnected global food systems have become. A single food safety incident can quickly affect multiple countries through international trade and distribution networks. So, what's the way forward? We need stronger food manufacturing oversight, improved traceability systems, and faster international recall coordination. So, what do these stories tell us about global food systems? This week's developments from Bangladesh, Sweden, Sudan, and Europe and international food supply chains all point to one reality. Modern food systems are deeply interconnected and increasingly vulnerable to climate shocks, conflict, food safety failures, and supply chain disruptions. A flood in one region, a contamination incident in another, or conflict affecting agricultural production elsewhere can eventually affect food access, food prices, and public health across multiple countries. Building resilient food systems will require stronger corporations, better preparedness, safer food practices, and long-term investments in sustainable agriculture and food security. Safer food systems and secure food access remain essential for every nation and every family. Thank you for joining us on Food Safety and Food Security TV. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for weekly insights on food safety and food security around the world. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay food secure. Bye-bye.